This is Charlie Kao with Travel Mall TV in Nassau, Bahamas, at the Caribbean Travel Marketplace with Hugh Riley, the CEO and Secretary General of Caribbean Tourism Organization. Nice to see you again, Hugh.
Always a pleasure, Charlie. Thank you for having me.
Has Caribbean community, tourism-wise, gotten back to pre-recession levels yet?
Yeah, we think so. We are seeing increases in arrivals that certainly seem to be surpassing where we were at the onset of the recession in 2008, and we are seeing, thankfully, increases in average daily rates. We're seeing the gap between arrivals and actual visitor spend closing somewhat. So the arrivals would be, of course, one particularly important metric to look at where we are now in terms of where we were in 2006 or 2005, but we also have to look at profitability, and I think that that's coming back as well. So that's the key to it, to make sure that we're not just getting more and more arrivals, which we want, but that we're also profitable.
Of the few hotels I've met this morning, many have been putting some of their profit back to refurbishing. I presume that's what many hoteliers will do throughout the Caribbean as they have money to refurbish, which they must have forgone for a few years.
Freshening the product, keeping it exciting, keeping it different is it's clearly a very important part of staying in business and staying profitable. One of the things that we always have to focus on is that whole experience which we give to a visitor. Now, physical plant is clearly an important part of that experience, but we mustn't forget to pay attention to the other aspects of that experience as well. Service, training, constantly retooling has to be an important part of what we do on an ongoing basis. Visitors, no matter where they are from, are more likely to be more forgiving if we have 5-star service and 3-star plant than the other way around. So we always have to make sure that regardless of what the physical structure is, whether it be 5-star, 6-star, 7-star, no star, we must make sure that the service that we offer is superb so that people leave with an experience that exceeds their expectations.
Tourists love to shop. In general, I don't know if you've commissioned studies and surveys, how happy are tourists with their shopping experience?
Well, actually, we're trying to find that out as well. We've developed at the CTO, Caribbean Tourism Organization, guespitality, which is a system for measuring how guests enjoy the experience when they come to the Caribbean. So we survey guests, visitors to the Caribbean, to see exactly how they score us as a region in 7 different categories. Customs and immigration, infrastructure, shopping is one of those, restaurants. So the point is that that's an important part of what we ourselves are attempting to find out when we put the survey in front of our guests. Now, shopping clearly is a bigger attraction in some of our member countries than others, and shopping is a bigger attraction for some kinds of visitors than others. Cruise ship passengers will descend upon a capital in one of our member countries, and many times they'll leave with lots of packages, and sometimes they'll leave with more packages than, depending upon which city they're in, because there's some of our destinations that are better known for duty-free shopping than others. So, but in any case, shopping has always been an integral part of the whole tourism experience. You want to go home with something that you purchased overseas, and more, we hope people are going home with mementos that are indigenous to, or at the least peculiar to, the destinations that they visited in the Caribbean.
Festivals, some islands, Jamaica has always had a few festivals, Trinidad. Have other countries picked up on that successfully?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think there's a country left that doesn't have a festival of some kind. A Creole festival, a carnival, a jazz festival, a music festival, a food festival, a crop over festival. I don't think that there's any shortage anymore of magnets to draw people to enjoy the cultural experiences of the Caribbean. And one of the things that we have to continue to do is to remind visitors that the Caribbean does give you that potpourri of experiences. I mean, there are French and Dutch and Spanish and English countries within the Caribbean region, and there are all kinds of different food experiences and musical experiences and experiences of art and history and religion and other components of culture. It is very, very important that we keep on reminding people that when you come to the Caribbean, you come for a total experience. Now, that's not to say that if the only thing you ever wanted from a vacation was a beautiful, pristine beach and fine weather, we've got those too. So by all means, come and enjoy them. But that's not all there is to it. So there's so much more to a Caribbean vacation that we can market, and that we are marketing more and more often, so that people can, as you just very cleverly pointed out, come for a festival of one kind or another, come for an experience that goes beyond the beach.
How's inter-island air service? It's pretty much the same as the last few years, or has it increased or decreased?
It's improving. Traveling around the Caribbean is not as easy as we would like it to be, but it's getting better. It's an ongoing challenge for all of us who are in the tourism business to create ways for people to travel around the Caribbean safely, conveniently, and at a reasonable price. That's, of course,
always been the challenge for a while.
It's always been the challenge. I like the fact, though, that there is greater pressure on us to solve that particular challenge. Where is that pressure coming from? People from within the Caribbean themselves. Caribbean people love Caribbean vacations. Caribbean people want to travel within the Caribbean. Oh, we travel overseas as well, but we certainly want to enjoy the pleasures of intra-Caribbean tourism. And so we also, as consumers, as travelers, are putting pressure on airlines and tourism practitioners to solve the issues involved in traveling around the Caribbean. Now it's not an easy thing to do.
No, many failures out there, skeletons.
Well, there's some success stories too. I mean, there's some longevity, there's some permanence to some of the institutions that serve the Caribbean. But making sure that we keep those prices low and making sure that we make it convenient for people to travel around the region is an ongoing challenge which we are attempting to solve.
Just going to echo out loud, I wonder if JetBlue has a valid business proposition to look at creating a subsidiary to operate inter-Caribbean flights as a feeder to their ever-expanding North American service.
Well, I think there are a couple of things at play here. There are a number of partners that are looking at us. I mean, this event, Caribbean Marketplace, is such a superb event, we think. It's organized every year by the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, CHTA, and it is a place where people come because they want to do business with the Caribbean. And they're coming with all kinds of ideas, traditional and non-traditional, some very creative ideas, some aggressive ideas, and it's a collection of those kinds of ideas that will stimulate us and stimulate more business. So JetBlue, you mentioned, is an excellent partner with the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And they continue to be, and they're looking for more and more opportunity within the Caribbean, and it is our job to encourage that.
Finally, external investment. International external investment to the Caribbean. Is that on the going up? I know from China, of course, I presume they've been continually increasing their involvement here.
Yes, well, foreign direct investment is something that all countries, and certainly Caribbean countries, want to continue to encourage. And we ourselves, the CTO, together with our partner, the CHDA, and a company called HVS, every year we put on an investment conference. And in between that investment conference, which happens every November, there are all kinds of efforts that we make together and individually to attract investors into the Caribbean. We're looking for that to continue and to grow. And yes, some of that investment is coming from China. Some of it's coming from other sort of non-traditional sources. We welcome it. We need investment in the Caribbean. We need to constantly upgrade and freshen and modernize our product. And if companies from outside of the region see an opportunity to make a profit in our region, then it all has to be encouraged and examined.
Has that investment been on the increase in the last 12 months, for example, 24?
Absolutely, it has been. It has been. Well, I think the evidence is all around us that there's that increase that's happening, and we want it to continue.
Hugh Riley, Caribbean Tourism Organization, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Charlie.